Hi, I know my technology is a bit obstreperous these days. Obstreperous is, well, you should look it up. I think about my dad quite a bit. My dad, his quirks. I don't think he was an evil man, but he was definitely tormented by demons. He wasn't essentially an evil man. He really wanted to be a good man, but demons controlled him. Not to the point where he was a serial killer, but demons controlled him. And when I think about my dad, it makes me sad because he wanted to succeed. He admired people. He had a deep sense of humility with regard to those he considered our intellectual superiors, our betters. That would be the British. He admired the British upper class quite a bit. He did. He admired Einstein. He admired the great scientists, the great mathematicians. He admired Sigmund Freud. Should he have admired Sigmund Freud? Freud was brilliant, but disturbed. My mom actually said that in a restaurant when I was just a newlywed. My parents invited us out for brunch, and my mother was talking about like one of her students or something, or one of her friend's kids, and she said, so that everybody in the room could hear, "Oh, she's a lot like you, Erica. Brilliant but disturbed." I know. Yeah, you wonder. Who made me that way, Mommy? Who made me that way? You and Daddy. Okay. Dad never wanted to have Alzheimer's disease, which his dad had in his 40s. His dad became extremely symptomatic of the disease in his 40s, and my father feared it. The thing he feared more than being fat was having Alzheimer's. In the end, Dad, you were not fat, so don't worry about that. It's a degenerative brain disorder, and they prescribe antipsychotics and everything. I don't think they were working for him. They have a black box warning that some of these things could actually be really bad for old people. Don't give this antipsychotic to somebody who's experiencing dementia, etc. It's like, you don't know, nobody knows. It's like, you got to do something for him. Yeah. Mr. Kennedy, will you please do something to further progress with regard to Alzheimer's research? My father really didn't want to lose his mind. He didn't want to lose his health. He took care of his health. He took care of his body. He would take vitamins. He would exercise. He would lift weights. He never smoked. I mean, he would occasionally smoke a cigar, like once every couple of months. He was a very moderate drinker. My mom's side of the family, and many of the people on his side of the family were actually quite immoderate folks, and he really wanted to be moderate. He would say the iron will and everything like that, as if you disciplined yourself, you could do it. And so he really had that. He had that blood and guts General MacArthur attitude. Yet that couldn't save his mind. It's just a man who really wanted to be brilliant and admired people who were brilliant. At least if he couldn't be brilliant, he would admire people who were brilliant, and he, in the meantime, would become as brilliant and well-learned as he could. He would go to the library. There's the rub. Before those casinos, the gambling bug, he was always into scratching off those lottery tickets, and then we had our state lottery where you pick numbers, and then they brought in the casinos. He stopped going to libraries. He stopped going to parks. Do you realize that? He stopped going on many vacations just to explore things, and it was all about going to the casinos. Oh, yeah. So I'm saying, folks, that's the demon that bit him in the end. That's the demon that stole his mind. He stopped trying to be sharp. My mother at least tried to do Sudoku. I can't even do Sudoku. I tried a few times. I'm like, I don't understand this. I give up. I have an allergy to Sudoku. But Dad would read voraciously. But when the casinos came to Indiana, sorry, India. Don't mean to be mean. I was just like, what the heck? I'm not mad. I'm just saying it stole his potential in his final years when he was already going against the grain genetically, not to acquire Alzheimer's. There are things you can do to prevent yourself from losing your mind, and gambling is not one of them. You check your mind at the door, just like in the olden days you would check your coat with the coat lady at the door. You check your mind at the door because the house always wins. Come on, folks. This is irrational. You're being irrational. You're losing your reason with the gambling. So this is just some thoughts. Please, oh God, let nobody take it as anything but my ruminations. Have a good evening.